Hey y'all, I'm Mandy and this is Mandy in the Making. Today we're going to be making 5 Crockpot meals. I'm making them all for the freezer, but you could always just make them and put them directly into the Crockpot. Let's do it. So if you are new here and never been to my channel, hey, I'm Mandy. And typically on Fridays, I do a video called Winter Dinners where I share 3 recipes from that week that we've made that we have deemed winners, and we share that with you. This week is a little bit different. I wasn't feeling well at the beginning of the week, so I didn't have time to film each night because I wasn't feeling up to it. So instead of just not having a video this week, I decided, let me improvise. And I need some freezer meals for my freezer. I'm sure you do too. Kids are going back to school. This time of year gets really busy, and it's really nice to have things in your freezer that you can just thaw out overnight, put in the crock pot, and have dinner ready when you come home at night. One reason why I don't do freezer meals very often is just because the task of creating all of the freezer meals seems daunting to me. It seems like it would take forever. So we're gonna time everything. I've got my stopwatch here on my phone. I'm gonna hit start here in just a second. I'm gonna look at all 5 recipes. I'm gonna grab everything that I need, get it all out and ready, and then I'll let you know how long that took, and then we'll time actually putting them together. So that way you'll know if you wanna make all 5 of these, you don't have to have all day.
Do you ever feel you don't get out what you're putting in? All your hopes and efforts are all in vain. Who will pick you up?
Done. Took me less than 10 minutes. Let me hit stop. Okay, and I even measured out some of the stuff. Not everything, but some of the things I measured out and got them ready. I don't have a lot of chopping to do. I need to dice up this onion and this onion. So I'm gonna get my veggie dicer out to do that, just to make it really quick. And then I need to peel and chop these carrots. And I think that's it.
There must be a reason, and a little bit of faith has got to come my way. I was just a little girl when my mama used to say, ooh, happiness requires.
Okay, we're done chopping. I am 15 minutes in. Now it's time to start assembling. You know, I say that, but I need to trim these chicken breasts up, and I also need to cut them in half. They're extremely thick. So let me go ahead and do that. That will still be in my prep time. Okay, we're done. I trimmed these up and I cut them in half. I also went ahead and got my corn out of the corn bag. We are at 20 minutes and 25 seconds. So I have a feeling this is gonna be well under an hour that it's gonna take me. So we're gonna get started. The first one we're making is chicken enchilada soup. This is everything that we're gonna need. We'll need 2 cups of this chicken broth. I am going to need to drain and rinse these. I'll start the timer back up once I get going. I've got some red enchilada sauce here, all kinds of yummy stuff, some seasonings. Let me grab my freezer bags and we're gonna get started. Okay, let me start my timer back up. Okay, we got that going. Now I'm going to write on my bag first. Okay, so I've got today's date, I've got the title of it, and then what to do with it. All I've got to do is just put this in the crock pot for 6 to 8 hours and then shred the chicken and then just add whatever toppings we want at the very end. So let's put it all in the bag. A sweet subscriber sent me these to help me keep my bags open. Okay, for our chicken enchilada soup, we need 4 chicken breasts. And remember, I just did 2 and I split them in half because they were so large. We need 2 cups of chicken broth, which is about half of this container. A 10-ounce can of red enchilada sauce. 2 cans of black beans. I am gonna drain and rinse them. 1 can of diced tomatoes. The recipe called for a can of corn. I just always keep frozen corn on hand, so I just poured about what I thought a can would be. A can of diced green chilies, our 1 diced onion, and a teaspoon each of cumin and salt. Okay, I'm gonna hit stop. We're at 27 minutes And I'm going to seal this up, get as much of the air out as I can. Not that there's a lot of room for air in this. This is pretty full. All right, first one done. I'm gonna go lay this flat in the freezer. Chicken enchilada soup. This will be good for like a rainy, cold night this fall or winter. For our next freezer meal, I'm making chicken and gravy. This one has very few ingredients. I've already measured out our spices. We've got our chicken gravy. We've got 2 packs of that, a can of cream of chicken soup, 2 cups of water, and 4 thinly sliced chicken breast. So I just hit resume on this. I'm going to write on my bag. So this is our chicken and gravy. It will just go in the crock pot for 6 to 8 hours. Then we'll shred it. And then at the very end, we'll add in a half a cup of sour cream and we'll serve this over rice. Just like with the other one, we're gonna start with our chicken. I've got 4 thinly sliced chicken breasts here. Next, I'm gonna add in our 2 packs of chicken gravy, a can of cream of chicken soup, 2 cups of water, and a teaspoon each of salt, pepper, and garlic powder. The only thing we'll need when this is done cooking is that sour cream that we'll add in, and then I will make rice that day that we have this. 2 down. We're at 31 minutes. I'm gonna go put this in the freezer, and I'll be right back for the third one. Okay, here is our third meal. It is honey mustard pork chops. I've got 4 really thick pork chops that are boneless. We're gonna need some spicy brown mustard, which I've already measured out. We'll also need a half a cup of honey, so I'll just use that same measuring cup. We've got some black pepper, and I've got onion soup mix. This is optional for you. You can freeze your potatoes in the bag with it if you like. I've just read differing things online about freezing potatoes. So I'm just gonna forego that. I'm just going to put my potatoes in the day of. So I'll just cut those up the same time I'm putting in all of this. Almost forgot to start my time. Let's do that. So I've got this written out. All we'll need to do is get a pound of red potatoes and slice them in half and put them in the bottom of the crock pot day of. We'll top it with the contents of this bag, and then we'll need a half a stick of butter, and we'll put 1 pat of butter on top of each pork chop, and then we will cook it on low for 7 to 8 hours. Okay, to get started, we're gonna mix up our liquid ingredients first. I've got onion soup mix. That's not liquid, but we're about to make it liquid. I've got a half a cup of spicy brown mustard. We need half a cup of honey. And lastly, a half a teaspoon of black pepper. Let's just whisk this together. Okay, we'll set that to the side, and let's place our pork chops in our bag. See, mine are thick cut and boneless. And now we're just gonna add this sauce on top. Okay, we're at 38 minutes. We've got 2 more to go. I think we've got this. We'll do it in less than an hour. In the freezer she goes. Our 4th freezer meal is sausage, spinach, tomato soup. And here are all the ingredients we're gonna need. Now I will tell you that these last 2 ingredients back here are gonna be added day of. So you'll just need any type of pasta, 1 cup of pasta day of, and 4 cups of chicken broth. There's just not enough room in the freezer bag typically to put that in there, so you can just add this day of. So in our freezer bag will go all of this. Okay, let's resume our time and write on our bag. I've got all of our directions on here that we're gonna add 4 cups of chicken broth in with it in the crock pot. It will cook on low for 6 to 8 hours. And then that last 15 minutes, we'll turn it up to high and add 1 cup of uncooked pasta. I'm adding in 1 pound of Italian sausage. Ours is spicy. You don't have to do the spicy kind though. I've got a 10-ounce block of frozen spinach, 4 carrots that I chopped. I'm gonna drain and rinse these cannellini beans. We've got our diced onion. And lastly, I'm gonna add 24 ounces of pasta sauce. Okay, that's it. Let me hit stop. We're at 43 minutes. And I'm just gonna put this in the freezer. And our final recipe today is a maple bacon pork loin. So I've got my pork loin here. I've got some bacon. I've got some other yummy ingredients that I've already measured out. Let's do it. I forgot to hit resume before I wrote that, but we're not. That only took me like 30 seconds. So the only thing that we have to do for this one is we'll thaw it out, of course, and then we'll coat the crock pot with either spray or liner. We'll cook it on low for 7 to 8 hours. And one thing that I saw a lot of in the comments on this particular recipe was that a lot of people said that the bacon just wasn't crispy like they wanted it to be. So you can absolutely just take it out of the crock pot and stick it under the broiler just to crisp it up there at the end if you want to, but you don't have to. To get started, I'm just going to whisk a few ingredients together. I've got half a cup of maple syrup here. I didn't show this in the beginning. I totally forgot. I needed brown mustard in 2 different recipes, but we need brown mustard here too. I need 3 tablespoons. In this small bowl, I have 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. Got about 1.5 teaspoons of minced garlic. And lastly, 2 teaspoons of black pepper. Okay, so I have a 2.5 pound pork loin here. I'm just going to wrap it in the bacon. I did dry it off after I got it out of the container it was in, or the packaging it was in. We're gonna wrap it from one end to the other with bacon. It says you will need 4 or 5 slices. Okay, very carefully you want to put your pork loin in. This will be the tricky part, and then I'm gonna have to go wash my hands again. That didn't work out so well. I'll be right back. Okay, I think I just needed to not have this, but it's still wrapped in here. It's good to go. One of the pieces moved a little bit, but that's okay. I can always fix it later. I'm not too stressed about that. Now I'm gonna take my liquid mixture and pour it over top. Okay, that was our last one. It's a little messy, but we got the job done. And look at our time, y'all. We did so good. And that's it. We've got 5 crock-pot meals that are ready to go. All I need to do is just thaw them out the night before in the fridge, and I'm good to go. I don't have to worry about dinner that night. I am so excited. And I'm sure in upcoming videos, we will do some taste testing of some of these. So if you haven't already, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button before you go. If you are new here and you do hit that subscribe button, let me know below that you are a new subscriber and tell me where you're from and how you heard about my channel. So I know this video was a little bit different than what I typically do on Fridays, but I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you understanding that this week just didn't work out quite like I expected. But I was feeling pretty good today and I had an hour, and so I thought, why not get together and make some freezer meals? Leave me a thumbs up if you'd like to see more freezer meals in the future, and I will see y'all next time. Bye. What was that?
I said, and if you're new here, Subbie just stands for subscriber. You know, because
Subbie supper,
Subbie.
which we're not doing this week, so.
Oh, that's a big bummer. Subbie
will.
supper.
Subbie sup.
Subbie sup. Super Subbie. Super Subbie supper.
Super Subbie supper.
Yeah.
That's hard. Super Subbie supper.
Super soup Subbie supper.
Super soup?
Super soup Subbie supper.
He's good with the names. That one's a little too much.
A little too much.
That's a little bit much.
Super soup Subbie supper that you want to sup. I don't know. I need help.
This is my husband, Steven, everybody.
I'm so sorry.